appropriately. If you have 2 talents, if God has given you 2 talents and you invest them, you need to know how many talents you have. Some of you haven't a clue how much money you've got. Well, do a budget and never buy things without thinking. When someone rings me up and asks for my money, or comes to my door and asks for my money, on principle, I will never, ever, ever give it to them. Come and sell me a vacuum cleaner. Well, you can't have it. I can't have my money. Well, it's a great deal. It's in the sales. I couldn't care less. I will not buy money. I will not spend money without planning. And since you're not part of my plans, on your bike. So many people go to the sales and they see a bargain. They come back with all this. They've spent money that they didn't have. They didn't plan. Just advice. Don't have to take it if you don't want. But just don't stuff up. Number 2, we need to work with what we have. If you've got 5 talents, work with 5 talents. If you've only got 2, work with 2. In other words, never go into debt. Just thought I'd tell you that. That's something to work towards. You know, I think basically there's not too many things that you should borrow money for. You can borrow money for a house because you're unlikely to have a few $100,000 in your next wage packet. You can borrow money for a car because you might have to get around to work on a car, and you could borrow money for education. Basically, that's it. I can't think of anything else you need to borrow money for in your life. You certainly don't need to borrow money for your plasma television. If you don't have one and you haven't got the money, don't get one. It's my word of advice for you. I made it clear we would never, when I got married, we would never, ever go into the red, ever. So I've been married for 32 years. We'd made a decision. When we got to naught, we would stop eating. But I've never seen the righteous forsaken or their children begging bread. God provided every time, but we would not borrow money, except for those 3 things. And I've decided, and I made it very clear that in the first few years we were going to get rid of the borrowing on the education, on the car, and on the house as quickly as we possibly could. And as I said, I haven't borrowed money for years and years and years and years.